Good afternoon, YouTube. Welcome back to Fat Cat Collections. Today I want to share with you guys another fragrance from the house of Zoologist. If you're not familiar with that house, I definitely encourage you to, after the video, to click the link in description, check out their brand. Zoologist is what I would consider a micro brand cologne house or a niche cologne house. Basically, those two mean the same thing. Micro brand is kind of a term I kind of coining on fragrances off micro brand watches. They're smaller companies that don't sell to the big brick and mortar stores, and you pretty much in most cases have to get them directly from the manufacturer, usually through their website. Zoologist is an amazing company. I love fragrance houses like this that are very creative and just really, you know, they're very different than, say, a company like Calvin Klein or one of your mainstream fragrance houses. Just puts out a whole bunch of different fragrances that are going to be appealing to the masses. And I'm not saying that every single fragrance from a larger mainstream cologne house is like that, but for most cases they tend to be much safer than fragrances like this. And these are very unique fragrances. The House of Zoologist is the kind of fragrance company that you have to be into collecting fragrances for you to even know about the company or to even want to try their product. Very unique, very niche, and definitely the kind of fragrance that when you're wearing it, you know you're wearing something that's completely different. You know you're not going to walk into a bar, walk into the office or wherever you might be going and have somebody smell like you. They're very, very, I would consider them very, very sophisticated, very exotic. And so let's talk a little about this fragrance. Now, every time I do a fragrance video, I like to give you guys just my, not disclaimer, but we all smell things differently. And I don't claim to have a nose that's super perfect or a nose that's on the level of, say, Steven from Redolescence or Jeremy Fragrance. Those guys are real experts, in my opinion, when it comes to fragrances. But one thing I can tell you is give you guys just an average, everyday guy's view give you guys my opinion of what I think of these fragrances. Now, I love fragrances. I have well over 100 in my collection, from large bottles to small sample bottles. I've reached out to a lot of different companies, and believe it or not, shared a lot of different fragrances on this channel. Now, what I like to do is give you guys an idea of what I like and my tastes, and then based on that, you can make a decision on whether you want to try this fragrance or any fragrance I review based on that. Again, it's very difficult to get what you smell across in a YouTube video. So what I gotta do is I'm gonna give you guys a note breakdown, show you guys the packaging, what they're going after here with their theme, and then tell you guys what I smell out of it to the best of my ability and whether I like it or I don't like it. Pretty straightforward and simple. So again, this is called Moth, and this is the packaging that Zoologist packages their fragrances in. If you get a full bottle, you have that same gold and black glossed theme. And here's the animal, and they do kind of like almost I would say a more humanized animal for each one of their fragrances. So again, you have a moth here, kind of dressed up. I'm not sure what kind of garb that would be. On the inside, you have a little bit more, I guess, the theme of the skull, and so let's just talk about. And I sprayed a little bit of this on here about 10 minutes ago, and I gotta tell you, I love this fragrance. It's one of their best ones, and they're all pretty good. I mean, they're very unique. So I'm not gonna read to you guys what their each fragrance has kind of a little passage or a little write-up about, I guess, the inspiration behind the fragrance, and what I encourage you to do so I don't butcher reading this. Like I said, I encourage you guys just to go to the website, check out their brand, and check out the prices and the different types of fragrances they have. They have a lot in their lineup, and I'm just gonna click on Moth here, and I've smelled most of their fragrances. So the first thing right off the bat on their website, they call this the Dark Flame of Love. And there's something very nostalgic and something very romantic about this fragrance. And it's very strange. Zoologist, their fragrances are I don't know if it's because you kind of it's just very difficult for me to put into words why I would feel that, why I feel like this is a romantic fragrance. For me, fragrances definitely tend to take me to a place where if I've smelled them in the past, I always remember that moment. They're very, I guess, emotional for me, to believe it or not. I know that sounds kind of weird, but when I smell a fragrance that my old buddy wore in high school, it reminds me of that friendship in an old relationship. When I smell that particular fragrance, it reminds me of that person. Like Perry L'Oreal's 360. I think my first girlfriend, Michelle, that's something she wore. Eternity, my junior prom, my friend Ellen and I went. Every time I smell that, to this day, still reminds me of those people. Aqua de Jo, one of my old friends that were no longer friends, but John, that was his signature scent. So it's like that smell has been imprinted on my brain. It's really strange. So there's something very nostalgic, very romantic to this fragrance. And that's why I want you guys to go and check out the website and read about what they have to say about this fragrance and what their inspiration is behind this fragrance. So I'm going to tell you guys the notes though, okay? So this has a lot going on in here. So in the top notes, you get that black pepper, cinnamon, clove, cumin, lemon, nutmeg, and saffron. In the heart notes or middle notes, you get that heliotrope, iris, jasmine, mimosa. I'm gonna butcher this. Muguet, M-U-G-U-E-T, and rose. And then the base notes, you get ambergris, honey, resins, guaiac wood, musk, nagara motha. I'm not sure what that is. Oud, patchouli, smoke, and vetiver. And I'm not sure if the nagara motha is a imaginary note, and I noticed that some fragrances they put these imaginary notes in to help to, I guess, solidify the theme behind of what they're going for. Like a salty accord in an aquatic, I don't really know if an accord is actually a note, if you can really smell a saltiness to it. Because when I go to a beach and you smell that salt water, I'm not really sure if you're smelling the salt water or if you're smelling the decomposing of the life around the salt water. So again, if you guys know more than I do, definitely educate me, of course. But I do want to tell you guys what I smell when I smell it. So I'm just going to refamiliarize myself with this fragrance. So just give me a second here while I take a big whiff. And it's really strange because there is just something almost, it's very, when you smell this, you can kind of feel like the moth name for it is fitting. It's very strange. Although moth, there's no smell, but it's almost like something, when I smell this, I picture what you'd smell like if I was on like a big pirate ship or something. I know it sounds strange, but that's what comes to my mind. This old pirate ship, this very nostalgic, and I know I said romantic. I know it's not romantic, but you definitely get a romance with this fragrance. And so when I smell this, I definitely get that black pepper and cinnamon, and I definitely get that rose note. And that's probably why I like this so much, is because I'm a huge fan of rose, not base, but fragrances that have rose in them. I have a lot in my collection, and I always tend to gravitate towards those. And when you combine that with oud, like, I'm sold on that. So I definitely get the agarwood and the oud. You definitely get that smoke and vetiver in there. I could pick that up for sure. And the heart notes, again, of the ones listed, I get a little bit of that jasmine as well. So that's really what I get from this fragrance. So I can tell you guys, if you like more of the exotic fragrances, for instance, if you like Ancre Noir, that's not an oud-based or rose-based fragrance, but it's one of my favorites. If you like fragrances such as Dark Sapphire by Agoniste, another rose-based fragrance. If you like fragrances that have rose and oud, if you like oud, you will like this fragrance. This is a very, I would say, another one of their safer scents. It's not too overwhelming. Concentration on these is fantastic. You're going to get 8 to 12 hours of the stuff with any of their fragrances. And you have to be careful when you apply this. I would only recommend 3 sprays at the max because their concentration is eau de parfum, and I've had eau de parfum concentrations before, and this is just, it's really over the top. It's super strong. You could almost get away with one big spray on the back of your neck. It's that strong. So this is one of my most favorite fragrances I've smelled by the House of Zoologist, and I've smelled them all, and they're all pretty good, but this one just really does something for me. I just really get that, I don't know, there's just a romance to it. There's this very beautiful just sensation I get when I'm wearing this, and I absolutely love it. So definitely check out the website, read more about the fragrance, check out the Dark Flame of Love in this fragrance, and if you like rosy, oud-based, again, exotic scents, you guys are going to love this one. So I would definitely encourage you to check it out, pick up a sample. I want to thank Victor Wong, the owner of the company, again, for sponsoring the video and sending me these samples to wear and share with you guys. I absolutely love this company, and it's the kind of stuff that I don't wear on a daily basis. I kind of have my safer scents that I just kind of wear when I don't want anything, you know, too over the top. And these fragrances definitely I almost consider them as special occasion fragrances. They're just so unique. It's unless you've smelled Zoologist fragrances, you really haven't smelled anything like it. They're pretty amazing. Very creative, very unique, and definitely something that just really sets the bar pretty high when you're looking when you're looking for a brand, you're looking for that signature scent. None of their fragrances smell like anything else. You know, there's lots of fragrances out there that you're gonna smell that you'd be like, oh yeah, this reminds me of this, or this is similar to that, or yeah, it's an aquatic or whatever. This stuff just isn't like that. None of their fragrances are. So definitely check them out. Let me know what you guys think if you've smelled this before. If I had to pick, if I was going to go buy a full bottle tomorrow and with all the fragrances that they have, all the unique scents that I've smelled by them, if I was going to pick one, I think it would be this. Moth it's pretty amazing. So guys, thanks for watching the video. If you like the content, click that bell. Be notified anytime I upload a new video. You have to subscribe, of course. And if you do like the content, you subscribe, check out my other channel, Fragrant Juice. I'm going to start to build that more with just fragrance reviews. So that's PHRAGRANT. Just like Fat Cat Collections, PH. So guys, again, thank you for watching. Click the link in the description, check out the website, and you guys have a great weekend. Take care.